Get ready to be mind blown. And now for today's hashtag Lanehat with Just the Tip. Run, don't walk your way to simplepassivecashflow.com and sign up for the Hui Pipeline Club and get in on the deal flow.
We talk a lot about being self-aware and realizing what your resources are. There's time, money, and knowledge. Now let's talk about the most important one, which is time. Recently, what I've been doing is employing VAs on my team to do all sorts of these tasks that I've been filling up my time. At one time, I thought that I needed to do everything. I needed to cut corners, and I also thought I needed to save $5 not taking the toll and drive around wasting my time for 2 hours. Now, things are a little different. I'm trying to get better at this. One thing I'm trying to do is have the VAs do my bookkeeping. At one time, I thought that only I knew how to do the data entry. Only I knew which column because I made the spreadsheet. And only I knew how to label the files correctly in case of an audit and to put them in the right corresponding folders. But I spent some time on it to make a script or instructions for the VA to carry out, and now it's been taken care of. It's pretty easy. Another thing I had the VAs doing is going through one of my markets, say Birmingham, and getting the list of all the property management companies, all the handymen, electricians, plumbers, roofers, pretty much anyone you can think of. And I don't know how they do this. I mean, they're going to the normal places like Yelp and the Yellow Pages, but they're able to scrape data from all these other strange data sources and get these obscure vendors. I don't even know how they do it. My vision on this is to get this long list, and when we get this long list of emails and phone numbers, we're going to have the VA call them or email them to get a few items of information to further categorize the list down. And some of the things we're going to ask is, do you guys work with single family or multifamily? What zip codes or what areas do you work in? What is your hourly rate? And then we're going to ask them a few things like typical items that break and ask them how much the normal cost. Overall, we're just trying to see how responsive they are to emails and phone calls, because let's face it, if you don't get the paperwork done, I don't care how good you are fixing a toilet. If you guys are interested in this list, please shoot me an email at lane@simplepassivecashflow. Maybe we can get a Google Drive share file going where we can keep track of how well these vendors are together and work as a team.
We talk a lot about syndications on this podcast, and most of the time, these offers are only for those with an accredited status per the rules of the SEC. Now sponsoring the Simple Passive Cash Flow podcast is the American Homeowner Preservation Fund, a crowdfunding solution to the mortgage crisis in America, empowering investors to fund the purchase of distressed mortgages. The AHP fund aims to keep people in their homes by investing in notes. It's an opportunity to earn returns while feeling good about making positive social impact. You can start investing with as little $100. You can learn more at investinahp.com, and if you want the free Burn Zone book, please send me an email at lane@simplepassivecashflow.com.
Back to the whole VA thing. I've been partnering with a company that has been outsourcing VAs that their business model is to help people who live out in the countryside with sustainable online jobs, which is great because a lot of these people work where things are cheaper outside the city, and therefore some of the costs are passed along to you. The other reason why I like this company and why, again, I partner with them is because you work with a manager who manages the VAs for you. So there's a middleman in there that speaks excellent English and gets you. Some of the services that they provide are website development, graphic designs, CAD, project management assistant. They can do your payroll, like I said, and do all sorts of bookkeeping activities, and some of them are even CPA certified that you can get for under $10 an hour. A lot of the virtual assistants can do all sorts of social media, Craigslist, and any other data entry you need. And they are also pretty knowledgeable in search engine optimization, and they can write articles and even write a book for you. They can make calls on your behalf, and they can also do the simple data entry. And if you're thinking that you don't need a VA, think about it like this. If you go to a job and you work your 12 hours, which includes your commuting time, you only have a few hours at the end of the evening to do what you want to do. Don't spend your time doing mundane tasks like bookkeeping or data entry or other things that you could be doing with your real estate or any other tasks that you have. Outsource it out, and those times that you do have every day are pretty precious. At the end of the day, all we have is time. We're going to look back in 20, 30 years from now and say that, well, that was a waste of time going home at night and doing the bookkeeping of my rental properties when I could have had someone else do it. I could have done I could read all these books or done all these things, but no, I want to save a few bucks. Another thing I had him do was get all the Zillow rent rates and the Zillow estimates and the rental meter estimates for all my properties. Yeah, I could have probably knocked it out in an hour and a half, but it's so easy just to build the table and say, hey guys, fill in this information and cut and paste the URLs here so I can do this quicker in the future. I just saved an hour and a half of my life. Their mission is to build lives by providing decent and sustainable home-based jobs. If you guys are interested in hooking up with this company, please shoot me an email at lane@simplepassivecashflow.com. It's the folks that I use. I acknowledge that it's hard to get ramped up with VAs. I mean, it's something totally new. So the current offer is 10 hours of free VA service. Get the hang of using them with no obligation. So again, reach out to me, Lane@simplepassivecashflow if you're interested. See ya.
The preceding Lane hack was approved by Lane Kawaoka, an efficiency and productivity expert, traditionally educated with a BS in industrial engineering, masters in civil engineering and construction management, and professionally licensed engineer in Washington State, with over a decade of in-field experience, supervising construction crews and managing over $100 million capital projects in both bureaucratic public and cutthroat private sectors. And by the way, every situation is different, and remember to think for yourself.